Hey everybody, Elijah here from Just Be Creative. Today we're going to be talking about my wife and I's experience on the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas and why it might not be your favorite cruise. Let's go. Oi. Hey everybody, this is Elijah from Just Be Creative. I am on the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Sea, and we're going to give you a little room tour briefly and show you what's what in one of the balcony rooms. So first, as we come in the door here, we have the bathroom. A couple of switches here. Let's figure out what that does. Okay, that's a light switch. Okay, that's the outside light switch. Master switch shuts everything off at one time. That's just great. In the bathroom, we have an interesting tube shower. It looks like a teleporter from Star Trek. After that, we've got this little bit of space. Bathroom here, toilet. Great, let's see how she flushes. Nice. Scary. I think it's gonna just like suck you right into the toilet. Salt and pepper shakers in case we get hungry. And that is the bathroom. So then we have some things for holding pointless magazines that we won't read. And please wash my next adventure. It's a laundry bag. That's interesting. Stuff. The breakfast menu, we can like check it off, hang it on the door. Pretty fancy. Here's the bed. Pretty nicely done, I think. Hanging picture where I think a TV would make more sense. And then we've got the couch, which doesn't do anything but is a couch. Continental breakfast.
I love being incontinent.
TV. Comes on this little swivel thing so we can jerk it around and watch it from the bed. Anyways. Little 3-plug outlet. This door, which unlatches in a very neat fashion. Opens all, and it slides, I forgot. We're still here at the beautiful Port Canaveral here in Florida. Traffic wasn't too bad. We came early.
That's what she said.
Getting on was relatively quick.
That's what she said.
Now we just wait, maybe go explore the ship some and see what else is out there for us to see. We went to see what the ship had to offer. It's a big ship, one of Royal Caribbean's biggest, in fact. It has tons of stores, restaurants, bars, a living garden area on the ship, and of course the spa, which we immediately purchased so we could use the sauna. We're pretty crazy about that kind of thing. Fitness center, which we said we were going to use, but didn't. Did try a professional massage though, and I'm gonna say it was nothing like...
Wow. Right? Yeah. Great. Amazing.
And the overall experience was kind of made weird when they kept basically telling my wife in a nice way that she was fat. You know I'm fat. Anyhow, they really had a lot going on and a lot of things that you could spend money on. So we headed out to the other decks to see what there was to do for free first. And they have a nice basketball court, mini golf course, complete with some sticky golf clubs, as I found out. It's kind of gross to touch them. A zip line across the ship, which you sign a waiver for, just in case. And my favorite was probably the Wave Master. It was really fun once you started to get it, but lots of creepy people like to sit there and just watch it because girls would get on it and would either lose their tops or their bottoms or both. Further down on the ship, there were a couple of rock climbing walls, which were fun but very hot. So I would suggest going when the sun is not directly on those walls. Some days they also had ice skating open because they did shows there. They do have like a small ice skating rink. We didn't do that because I think the timing just didn't work out for whatever we were doing at the time. And of course they have the casino, the child casino. So you wouldn't have thought that maybe the overall experience was negative. There were things about the whole experience that just made it less pleasant and less enjoyable. So let's dig into that a little bit. First, let's start with food. They had a couple of buffets with some pretty good options, but then they had like 20 restaurants that you could pay to eat at. For us, it was kind of expensive because we're not the kind of people who go on cruises to spend more money. We tend to just like kind of have paid for the cruise and then maybe have a couple $100s extra that we can mess around with. I'm broke! And I'm not going to say that the food itself was negative because it was always acceptable, it was good. We did try sushi though, and that was pretty good. We accidentally ordered raw fish because at the time I had no idea what tempura was, and now we do. I'll say it was a great option for retired people who really don't have much else to do other than to go to scammy seminars about diamonds from a diamond company that's owned by Royal Caribbean that's selling you a diamond that's not actually worth as much as they say it is, and then they sell it to you at ports. So if that's the kind of person you are, Royal Caribbean was good for you. And I'm really going to be honest about this because I consider it a big scam on Royal Caribbean's part. They apparently have these magical diamonds that have this extra cut that creates this extra angle that makes it sparkle extra.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
And of course they tell you the value of these diamonds is far out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The value is going to explode. You're basically making an investment, yada, yada, yada. But if you look it up, you'll find most other diamond places say, none of us make diamonds like that, so there's no way for us to appraise its value because it's like, it's not technically really worth anything because it's not like anything. It's a whole sales sham that they obviously have going on. And it made the trip thoroughly less enjoyable because not only was it like the seminars, but they would also be blaring this nonsense on the radio or on the system. Like you just hear it and it'd be like, hey, don't forget the Diamond Expo, blah, blah, blah is happening at this time in this room. But we learned a lesson we shall not forget. I do want to say that the places we stopped at were really cool though. We visited Haiti, Jamaica, Belize, and some cool places. We're primarily trying to talk about the ship in this video, so we're not going to talk too much about the ports. The performances on the ship were pretty good. Our favorite show by far was the ice skating show, which is definitely one of the main things worth seeing on the ship. But the experience that we had was that when we left the ship, we pretty much walked away from it not feeling like we really wanted to come back, which is different than the previous cruises and stuff that I've been on. Is every time I've gotten off, it's always felt like, aside from wanting to go home and like regulate and kind of go back to normal life, there's always that aspect of being like, I'm really going to miss this because it's so fun and everything is just taken care of. With Royal, it was just kind of like, I feel like I was on my own a lot on this trip. It felt like a floating city that was just trying to sell me diamonds. And that's really the extent of like what I've walked away from the experience having in my head. Our next cruise is most likely going to be with Carnival because they actually did things that we enjoyed. The first cruise that my wife and I did together was on the Carnival Magic, and that was a lot of fun. Anytime you wanted it, there was always food. You could even call and order it from your room and have it brought to you for free, which is different than Royal Caribbean because they charge you for every little thing like that. Whereas on Carnival, I called and I asked for a pitcher of water. We were really thirsty, and I was like, hey, could you just bring me a pitcher of water? They didn't seem to understand what I was asking. They come to the door with like 12 or 15 cups full of water. And I mean, I didn't say anything about it. I just was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Brought it in and my wife was like, why did you order so much water? And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy stuff like that. Like on Carnival, that stuff is all just part of it. And it made the trip fun and relaxing and it just felt all included. I'm also going to say that the staff on Carnival was often more friendly than the staff on Royal. And I don't know if it's because it was a smaller ship or what, but with the Magic, it felt like you got to know a lot more of the crew and everybody was super nice to you. All told, Royal was not like a total nightmare. But normally they're more expensive than Carnival. And I would say they are not as good as Carnival. And I think for my wife and I, our main complaint would have been the odd times that they did food and all that. That's probably the main thing that was weirdest about all of it. So if you like cruises that have more limited time frames and structures and force you to wear shoes and take hand sanitizer and will sell you useless crap like worthless diamonds, then Royal's your choice. But if you enjoy being on your own time frames and feeling like your vacation is for you and not for Royal Caribbean, then I definitely would suggest Carnival. So that pretty much concludes today's video. If you guys liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more if you guys want to have more random stuff like this in front of your face. If you've also had any weird experiences with Royal Caribbean and or Carnival, leave them in the comments below and we'll feature some in upcoming videos to show people all the weird things that people have experienced on these cruises. I've been Elijah, you've been awesome. Of course, after the whole virus thing subsides, have fun cruising and don't buy the crap diamonds.